Fitz again with the lab gear. Today we are moving ahead with multiplication with variables. So fun, page 57. All right, and you will need a pencil, obviously. You'll need your lab gear, your corner piece, and that trusty straight edge ruler for this one as well, okay? So once you get all set up, you can pause this if you need to. Let's look at our page here. And let's read the directions. Use your corner piece and blocks to show each multiplication, sketch the blocks, and write the product. All right, remember, this is multiplication. We have length times width, which equals area. So this part in the middle is our area. We could also say multiplier, multiplicand, and product when we're using the word multiplication. All right, so the first one has x plus 1 in parentheses. Remember what that's called? Binomial times x, and that's a single variable, right? Monomial. So x plus 1, so they have x plus 1 on the side times x. So let's go ahead and make that, even though it's shown there. So x plus 1 is our binomial. Remember, those are put together. Those are formed with either addition or subtraction signs. And then we're going to times it times an x, okay? So this is pretty cool because this is part of the lab gear. When we first learned the names, we said, what is x times x? And it is an x squared. So now this is really neat because you're multiplying your variables and constants in this. Now what would x times 1 be? It would just be 1x, right? Anything times 1 is itself. So there you have it. So you'll notice here they have the answer in the middle, which is x squared plus 1, and they've written it up here as the product. What they didn't do was label these pieces, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to label this x on the top. All right, we're going to label it this x, and we don't want to put the plus in, we'll just put the 1 there. And in the side, we're going to put x squared, and we're going to label this x. Whoops, kind of made it pretty big. Okay, and that's how we're going to proceed with all of these. So go ahead and clear that piece. And let's move on to number 2. Here we have a binomial, right? X plus 2 times another binomial, x plus 3. This will be fun. We can see what it is. So let's put this first one on the side like they did. They used that first term. Where am I going? On the side here. X plus 2. We're going to put it over here. All right. And then we have x plus 3. I'm going to put that along the top. It really doesn't matter. You could switch them if you're doing these on your own sometime, making up some. It doesn't matter which side you put these factors on, okay? All right. So we have x, here we're going to go, x times x. So what will fit in here? Yes, our x squared. And now we're going to go across this, x times 1, that will be another x. And times 1 again, another x. And we're actually going to put 2 more x's there to make that 3, all right? So our top layer here will be x squared, x plus x plus x plus x, okay? Now we're going to take x times 1 down here. So we'll have a few more x's here. Oops. And now units times units. Well, that just will give us units, right? So we just have to fill this section in with our units. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we can write the answer right now here, right, by looking at the inside, which is our area, and our largest pieces are x squared. So I'm going to use that pink pen so you can see better. So here's x squared plus our next variable that we're going to put in are the x's, right? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5x's. 5x plus the constants. We have 2, 4, 6. There. That's our product, all right? That's interesting because we had a binomial times a binomial, which now makes a trinomial, right? We have 3 sections to that. So now we're going to draw this, all right? So on this one, it's a little tricky. I sometimes go from the top here because I can't always see how wide I'm making these, and I try to make them, you know, maybe here would be my X. Maybe make that a little shorter so it doesn't look like a Y. And then I'm going to need my 3 units, which will be small. 1, 2, 3, maybe like that. Sometimes you have to turn your paper around, kind of get an idea of how much space. And if yours don't look exactly like mine, that's fine. Just try to not make them too huge, because then you run out of space in your area. And then again, we're going to do an X down here. And again, I'm going to go from the outside. I'm going to try to make it the same length as that one. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And then I need 2 units down here. Probably didn't make these as wide. Let's see, they may be a little skinnier, but not going to be perfect. But that's basically what we've got, okay? So X and units and X and 1. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this up here. I put X and the 3 plus 3 here, and then we had X plus 2 here, okay? And I should maybe use my pen to kind of accentuate that. Not going exactly over those letters very well, sorry about that. Okay, so again, we're going to make that outside of the rectangle. I'm going to make that all the way out here. And turning your paper around and getting the best angles, the best way you can do this. And now I'm going to go over, try to keep my ruler straight when I do that, and make all those units here, right? So I've got all my lines vertically. Now I'm going to do the horizontal line here, and do another here, and then that's that one there. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Looking at the pieces up here, I'm going to label those. I'm going to use this bright pen. This was the X squared, right? Then we have all these little X's. We're going to label those with tiny letters. These are X's. Well, these came out a little thicker, but that's okay. And these units, we'll just put the 1s in there, okay? And as I said, it's hard to get this perfectly looking straight, but if yours looks pretty similar to that, that's great, okay? And I'd like to do number 3, if we can, if we don't have too much time here that we're taking. So let's go ahead and take this, clear this corner piece here. And look at our next one. We have X plus 5. So again, we'll do an X. Oh no, we can use a 5 bar. That's kind of nice. And then we have X plus Y at the top. So we don't have a constant here. We have another variable. So this will be an interesting color match, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our outside pieces here. X and the Y is going to be on the top. I'm going to have to turn this way, sorry. But, okay, I'm going to make my X about that long, my Y make that long maybe. It's a little, let's see, X. And maybe make my Y there. Does that look longer? I want to make sure my Y looks a little longer than the X, okay? All right, and then on the side, we have an X plus 5. So again, I'm going to go about the same length as I did up there for the X. And then the 5 bar is going to be longer. with its little units here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made it too long a line, so we can just erase it. So you can just kind of work with that. Okay, do the best you can. If you need to stop it, pause it, that's fine. So we'll have x here plus y, right? And then x plus 5. We'll just put that there. All right, now the fun part, we get to fill this all in. So x times x is going to be our x squared. Now x times y, remember what that is? It's our xy. Ooh, that's cool. All blue on the top. Now we have 5 times x. What's that going to make? 5x. We can take this whole 5x and put it right there. And now what's y times 5? 5y. We can use a whole 5y. Remember, we can't put it this way because we have to form a perfect rectangle, right? Ooh, which I just messed up. We have to put it that way. So look at how even that is. Isn't that cool? That is a big rectangle. That's neat. That's why I wanted to show you this. So go ahead and do I have 6 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, go ahead and do your outline, the outer edge of this. And I might make my Y a little longer here. Just because I think it might need to be a little longer compared to the X. There we go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and separate my X here from my Y on the top. And then I'm going to go over an X here. This doesn't quite look like a square, but I'll get there. And then do my unit spaces here. All right, let's label what we have in here. We have an x squared. We have an xy here. And these are all x's. Let's draw baby little x's. And these are all y's. Okay. So our answer up here then is, remember the answer is found in this inside here. We start with our largest dimension, x squared plus our xy plus how many x's? 5x. Oh, I'm going to almost run into the next problem. Plus 5y. Okay? You have to kind of write small. All right, so that's all I'm going to do right now, and the rest is up to you. I think you can handle, for sure, you can do 4 and 5. They're similar to the ones we just did. 6 I'm going to give as a challenge because it has a binomial times a trinomial, which is a really big one. But enjoy this work. Isn't it fun? I love doing this. So have a nice day. Thanks for coming to my video, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.